he's got his hands hooked there for it now. Mike, I'm going to hit the recorder. This guy's still walking and following commands.
Time for taser, I think. Time for taser, I think.
I've got a feeling that's about to happen.
That looks like a bad dude, too, to be on something.
Which way are they facing?
Just because he's black, he's a bad dude.
They're facing westbound.
Lord help us.
May have just been taser.
Shots fired! Fired!
Oh no.
321, we have shots fired. We have one suspect
This
down.
is just happening over and over again. What a disgrace. This is gonna even get on my nerve now.
Shut down at Lewis, and then probably back off about 3 or 4 blocks to the west of there.
I'm gonna go up a little higher now.
What a disgrace before God. You know, first of all, I'd like to say good evening and how's everyone doing? We're just going to get into briefly all the more killings, or should we say unarmed black men murdered in cold blood by police officers. And I mean, and I agree with Dr. Boyce Watkins. This is going to have to stop now. I'm not a racist, and I don't care what color you are. If you do a crime, you have to pay for it. But Terence Crutcher, I mean, this man was unarmed. He wasn't running from police. He wasn't gangbanging or dope slinging. And I'm not talking about Charlotte. Now you have different conflicting reports there, but you have to wait till all the stories come, wait till all the information comes out. And I admit it's pretty bad because I'm not saying that any information that they come out with, you know, hasn't been doctored. I mean, it looks pretty shaky. But I'm not going to get into that right now. But basically, I'm talking about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and how ironic, right where Black Wall Street was. Remember? Have you ever heard of it? I know some of you have, and they wouldn't teach that in school. There was back in the 1920s, was a very prosperous black community, and all of them were butchered horribly, and their descendants didn't get a dime, not a I'm sorry, anything. All they got was the people who did it. And yes, they were white people, and this was back in the 1920s. Was a slap on the wrist. That's why I said it's so ironic. Look at the place. And beyond that, like I said, I'm not prejudiced, and that had nothing to do with the day. But I was just saying, you know, not all, but it was a few Caucasian people that who have, you know, took that to an entirely different level. The only thing that have in comparison is the same place. Now, Terence Crutcher, a family man. What's so bad about this? What's so terrible about this? They have 5 conflicting reports. They lied. Betty Shelby, whose husband was in a helicopter circling around, and somebody up there, one of these police officers, oh, that's a bad dude. That's a bad dude. I'm not talking about his past criminal record. Every time somebody black gets shot down by cops, somebody bring up a... But look at Betty Shelby's history. She admitted she used to smoke reefer. She admitted her ex-boyfriend, wife, took out a protective order against her. She took one out against... It's messy. But the thing is, there's an unarmed, innocent black man that was murdered by this clown, this dangerous kook, this jackass. Now, you have a lot of good cops, too. But unfortunately, you have a lot of bad cops also. Now you have, I'm not just going to get, you have 5 conflicting reports. First of all, it's open versus closed. Now, Chuck Jordan, the Tulsa police chief, said Monday at a news conference that no gun was found in Mr. Crutcher's SUV. As you will see in the video, you've seen several of them. There's several of them. from several different angles. He was walking with his hands up in the air. And he's taught, and his sister said this evening in a conference that he was told by her father, taught that, you know, police are very likely to kill black men, black people, period. So keep your hands in the air and go to your vehicle and put your hands on your vehicle. Now the other cop, the other gentleman, I forgot how to pronounce his name, used a stun gun on him. But after that, this woman shot him in the back. Cold-blooded murder. And then lied about it. He was reaching for a gun. The window was down. No, the window, the family side of the family, and the lawyer said the window was up because there's blood on the window. How in the heck can there be blood on the window if the window's down? A cold-blooded murderer and a liar. What they need to be, if you're found guilty, these people should have to, these cops should be held accountable for their crime. Don't just come into the communities of color and murder people and think you can get away with it every time. We need God in our life. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. And it's not just that. It's not just, it's just like what a gentleman said tonight. It's like what Dr. Boyce Watkins said tonight. It's not just these police killings. It's the last 50 years. It has been said that rioting and protesting is the voice of the unheard. And you can see why. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. How in the heck can you pretend to be moral leaders and I don't care who you are. White, black, green. You should be treated, you should be innocent until proven guilty. And in this case, nobody was even charged with a crime. The man SUV broke down in the middle of the highway, and he winds up getting shot down. How disgusting. Shelby said Officer Betty Shelby said he was going for a gun. That's why she was in fear of her life. What fear? What life? The man had his hands in the air. Liar. I'll tell you, when we let these people took God and the Ten Commandments off our courthouses and schools, that void had to be replaced by something. Now America's going into moral decay, perversion, immorality, just lawlessness. Even Hillary Clinton said, how many times do we have to be going through the same thing, the same scenario over and over and over again? Unarmed black Americans being murdered by police officers. Now, like I said, I'm not racist at all, but this is going to leave a bad taste. I told you before, there's going to be repercussions about this, and I hope that doesn't happen again. This comes from racism. Racism is one of the main reasons what's really destroying America. Now you're having more and more people calling for total separation of the races just because of a few kooks. Lord help us. We need God now like never before. He's the owner. You've tried all these intellectual, all these different programs, but none of this stuff is working, and it's only going to get worse until something really bad is going to happen. We need to pray for our country and our leaders. And Betty Shelby has been charged. Even the Justice Department said this is troubling. It's a disgrace. Shot that man down for nothing. Betty Shelby, and she's out on $5,000 bond. She should have been in there. She should be. It's a slap in the face of justice. I guess justice is just for a very few, huh? I've heard that ever since I was a child. God bless, folks. We really need it. And keep praying for America because We are losing our country. And one of my most favorite actors that I like said it best: America, we're not loved in most places where we were really loved before. A lot of these different countries really hate us now. In America, we're turning in on ourselves. The economy's in shambles. The country's running off credit. We have an entirely different, two different opposing systems doing battle with each other. And we are what we are. We are in a religious war. These are what these phony politicians and crooked politicians don't want to say. It's a religious war. And America is a house divided. Citizens who fought in every war and their descendants can't even get justice, not even the innocent. That man, regardless of what his record was, he was innocent. He didn't do anything. God bless, folks. Pray. Pray for this country. We need it. This is sick and disgusting. I'm tired of hearing this.